Hey folks, how are you? So Rick's using a different menu tonight, so I'm not sure. He's not here yet. I expect him in just a moment. There we go. Welcome folks. Rick wanted to do kind of a debriefing of the fair this week, so Madelyn's going to be on here, and it's actually cooling down. I'm sitting out on the back porch. Madelyn's going to be on here. LaLa might be on here. Rick's going to be on at some point. He's eating, and so I figured I'd get this started. Now he's using a different streaming platform, so I got to figure out how this works. So I got the chat up now. So who we got in here? So we got Nisi. How are you? Freehandly made. Paula, welcome. Hope you're doing good. Whiskey and Sunshine off grid, and I think Simply Jan Homestead was in here. Will be in here. She was in here really early. So, welcome to everybody. Rick, you coming on? I think he is. Oh, they're all good. Oh, they're using headsets. They're getting fancy. My Alabama Farm Life, welcome. Don't have any sound. I'll be going back and forth making dinner. I just finished up literally my dinner, Nisi, 10 minutes ago, maybe. Kyle, how are you, my brother? Doing well, sir. Doing well. Not sure if you guys, you and Paul, are back home. If you are, I'm glad you got there safely. If not, then hope you get home safely soon. Yeah, I just saw, says Whiskey and Sunshine Off Grid says, congratulations to Nisi for hitting 750 subs. I just saw that before I came on in my feed. So congratulations, Nisi. That's a huge milestone. Sweet Pea Farm, New York, welcome. Sorry I haven't been over and visited you guys in a while. It's all I can do to get on here at 7 o'clock. So work is killing us. Hat Creek Homestead, welcome. Look at Mr. Clean. Are you talking about me or are you talking about Rick?
I'm talking about me because I got a bald head right now.
I don't see you. How do you see you?
I'm on the screen.
Huh.
You don't see me on the screen?
I don't see you on the screen. Oh, you only got one person up. There you
go. And the nay.
The head is shiny. Oh. Hey, baby.
Nay. Hi, Papa.
So we're talking fair tonight, I guess. I don't know if LaLa is going to be on here, baby, because she's been cleaning and working all day long, and I don't know if she's going to be on here or not. Hey, but we got some news.
Papa said she had work head, so she had like cleaning hair and cleaning clothes and all that kind of stuff on, and so yeah, she wasn't too fond of Papa asking about the live.
So Miss Paula says, Madelyn, she says, there she is, Miss America. I don't know about that. She's like Miss Baker County runner-up, aren't you?
Yeah.
I can tell you, she was super excited about the pageant. And we never really. I think that headphone is upside down, Madelyn. The L is your left ear. Yeah, you have the headphones in upside down.
That's fine.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you're a rebel. But no, so she was super excited to do to do the pageant, but just ended up, she ended up, I think she ended up placing last, but it was her very first time ever going up, and you can definitely tell the girls that were competing against her that were also in the pageant, they definitely had done it several times before, so it was a cool experience though, right, Nana?
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. So far, and this is the thing. So what for this entire live, if you guys have any questions whatsoever for Madelyn, don't hesitate, drop them in the comments. I told her that she's going to be answering some really, really, really hard, life-changing questions tonight. And she has to get every single answer correctly.
Wait,
What?
I didn't know there was a correct answer.
Anyway, if you guys have questions for it all in regards to the fair or anything like that, most definitely drop a comment, and I will go ahead and highlight those comments, and then Madelyn can answer them. So as of right now, we're done with the fair. What was your favorite part of the fair, Madelyn, this year?
Definitely the bunny show.
The bunny show, really? Is it just because that was the first time that you had done bunnies?
Yeah, it was a new experience.
Yeah.
That's why it was my favorite.
Tell everybody kind of like, because that's the only show. That's the only show that I did not record, just because I've never shown bunnies. Didn't really know what to expect, but found out relatively.
LaLa's taking off running. She's not coming live. She's escaping in her work.
LaLa, come back.
So she's escaping.
I'd never shown bunnies, and so therefore I really didn't know what to expect. And once they started dragging out cages, and the judge didn't even have a microphone, I just kind of figured, I was like, you know what, it's kind of pointless to record something like this. So we got some like family video, but we didn't get any like YouTube video. Kind of like run us through like how that works, Madelyn.
So I grabbed my bunny and I walked right in to the ring, and I set my bunny into a small cage, and then I just sat there and just watched until it came to my bunny, and I walked forward and I answered a few questions, and then she put her back in. I don't think it was the most entertaining to do, but it was a new experience.
Yeah. Where'd you go, Dad?
I'm still here. I'm just taking up a lot of screen for Madelyn.
You're taking up just as much screen, because whenever you leave, she still only has half the screen. So,
well, Mr. Kyle asked, Madelyn, did you have fun?
I had a lot of fun. That was probably the best fair.
Yeah, there was a lot of pigs this year, wasn't there?
A lot. There was only a limited amount of cages because everybody wanted to do pigs.
Yeah.
So I told LaLa, next year I got to get there like first, so I can get my pig in there.
Are we going to have more than one? Are we going to have more than one rabbit next year?
Hopefully. I'm trying to find a breeder. I've been asking Miss Turner and some of the kids that do like FFA and 4-H at the middle school about if y'all have ever heard of any Flemish giant breeders.
There's a question.
So what kind of rabbit is Blue?
She's a Holland Mob.
Yeah.
They're smaller buddies.
Are they all like one color? Because I know Brian had said something about her kind of being a not a rare breed of bunny, but kind of like a really cool rare color.
Yeah, she is a really rare color, but the bunny that Brian had before with Blueberry, she is all kinds of different colors, like white, blue, and black.
What is a silver fix rabbit, Hat Creek? Do you know what a silver fix rabbit is, Nana?
The silver
No.
fox.
Silver fox. Gotcha. Oh, yep. She corrected it at underneath. Let's see. There was another question. Kyle asked, did you have fun? You said yes. What was the other one, Dad?
It's on the screen. Sweet Pea Farm, New York.
In the county, do you require showmanship for each species you show? So, there is no showmanship for the rabbit, is there, Madelyn?
No, there's not. There's just the show.
Yeah, you just kind of bring them out and put them in a cage. But so showmanship is for what animals, Madelyn?
I know there's goat. I think there's pig and a cow, but there's no rabbit one.
Yeah, because Lucas did the showmanship for his pig.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they got swine showmanship, and then they got steer showmanship or cows. That's cool.
Yeah. Hi, buddy.
Twinbrook Acres said they just gave away 25 rabbits over the last 10 months. Holy mackerel. That's a lot of rabbits.
But they're like way up even further north than Nina and Papa are.
Well, that makes a lot of sense because
that's a long drive up there.
Yeah, but they could probably keep rabbits all year long. So we can keep rabbits all year long, but it is so much more difficult down here just because of the heat. Rabbits don't do. I got powdered sugar in my beard. They do pretty well down here, but you just got to make sure that they stay cool. They're in the shade and all that kind of stuff because it just gets absolutely ridiculously hot. Which, hey, Madelyn, guess what? This weekend at nighttime, we get to keep some windows open. Did you hear about that, Dad?
Supposed to be down in the 70s.
There was one night where it said 62 is the low at night. That would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, Madelyn's room won't be hot. Her room is the furthest away from the air conditioning, so it does not stay cool, like say me and Chelsea's bedroom does. So, American Rabbit Breeders Association website that have breeders listed. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. So apparently on the ARBA, listings by state and breed to find a giant. That's cool. So how did you do? How did you do at the fair?
I did first place in my rabbit show, not overall in my breed, but in my rabbit show, I got first place. And then in my showmanship, I got second. And for my meat, second. And dairy first.
Yeah.
Madelyn, explain to those that might not know what showmanship is.
Yeah, what's the difference between showmanship and then a regular goat show?
It's an open show. So, like, with shows, you have to be in a program, like 4-H or FFA. But for open shows, you can show even if you're not in the programs. So, for instance, like Rick, he was in the program, and he showed that one year because
that's right.
We were low on goats.
We weren't low on goats. We were heavy on goats, but we didn't have a lot of people to show them. So that's why that's why they had asked if Rick wanted to show a goat, and he went out there and gave it hell, but he it's funny to watch the kids show their goats. It was the girl that was out there with you and Jessa that lost control of hers and kind of like ran towards me where I was filming. And it's cool to like see the girls because like they don't, you would think that most kids that are Madelyn's age or Jessa, who I think is a little bit older than Madelyn, you would think that they would kind of get rowdy or maybe like pick on each other a little bit, but they don't. They're very nice to one another, very professional whenever they go in the ring. And Madelyn and and our friend Anna's kids and everybody else really at the show is very, very professional. And I don't know if you heard it, Madeline or Dad, but they were doing kind of like the swine and steer and goats and all that kind of stuff, which, to be honest with you, goats are kind of a small deal at the Baker County Fair this year. How many? I think there was probably only like 4 or 5 people total out of all the classes and out of all the goats that were actually showing. And that's that's in the registered, unregistered, commercial classes and all that. There was like 5 people.
There was 4.
Once everyone is done showing, and all the showmanship and the meat show for all of the different animals are done, Wednesday night, was it Wednesday or Thursday? Did the sale?
Wednesday and Thursday.
Thursday and Thursday.
So
Wednesday was the cow and Thursday was the pig.
They broke an all-time record this year at the fair with almost a half a $500,000 in sales.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Oh yeah, it goes. I mean, they again, it's very, very professionally done. It's not some, your brothers. It's not some run of the mill type of deal. I mean, they stress very much so on making sure that the kids are taking very well care of the animals. They're making sure that their kennels are staying clean, their cages are staying clean, their cows, their stalls are staying really clean. And they made it very, very known that, not taking care of your animals is just not acceptable. And they stressed that. And but yeah, like Papa had said, they did break a record this year because the pigs, there was just an astronomical amount of pigs this year. And the thing with that is people are like, well, that's a lot of money for a pig, or that's a lot of money for a cow. Take into consideration that these are kids that are selling these. These are kids that one-on-one have raised a piglet or a calf to a steer or to a full-grown, or not full-grown, but a market hog weight. And it's not necessarily to make money. It is to, these kids. I don't know if I'm going to be 100% incorrect in talking about this because I never showed a pig, but I know with my steer, which I named Charcoal in high school, Charcoal, I had to keep a accurate track of how much he ate. I had to keep a track of when I cleaned his stall, any type of tackle that I had to that the FFA or I had to purchase, the weight gain. And just keep notes on this animal literally throughout the entire process. And that was all due at the time I showed Charcoal. And it's the same exact way from what I understand with the swine. And a lot of these, like I said, it doesn't have anything to do with making. It's not all about making money. It's a life lesson, more or less.
Yeah, I have not met in all. I'm sure they're out there, but all of the kids that I have met, kind of saw their animal, had a chance to talk to them. Not a single one of them, and this is dozens upon dozens of kids over the years. Not a single one of them have I ever met that their parents just said, here's an animal, develop it, go show it, and keep all the money. It just doesn't work like that. Once they sell the money, that money, then some of it goes back to buy the food. Some of it the fair gets as the commission. So, like Rick said, it's a huge life lesson for these kids. I mean, I've met kids. One that Rick graduated with, they would every year they'd show swine and they'd show cow, and they would or show a steer. They would save that money, and he went to college on that money.
Yep, and they do. They get a considerable amount more for their animals than, say, if you were to take it to an auction. But again, it's not about the money. It's about the life lesson. Let's see. Let's respond to some comments. see if Madelyn's got any questions. Again, if you guys have any questions for Madelyn, I'm paying her a lot of money to be a special guest on the live stream tonight. So you guys have to ask her questions, or I'm gonna pay her for absolutely nothing. Make her get to. Why are you smiling?
Miss Paula wants to know, Madelyn. Miss Paula wants to know if you'll do more pageants throughout the year.
Yeah.
No, I won't. I'm not a huge fan of pageants. Maybe like one, but every once in a while.
What about, are you doing a pageant next year?
I am doing a pageant next year for the fair.
Yeah. I think she's gonna go. I think whenever you go, what kind of dress are you gonna have?
Probably a red one.
Yeah.
Like a red ruby one.
Now, why do I ask what kind of dress?
Because when I did my pageant, I had a pattern dress. And
how many other people had a pattern dress?
No one.
She stood out like a sore thumb. She was the only one with a pattern dress. But I tell you what, you were the prettiest one.
We went to go get my
completely ignore my comment, I guess. That's fine. No awe?
No.
Such a jerk.
So Hat Creek Homestead Madelyn said that Mr. Hat Creek, her husband, made a crap ton of money, and this is going to a crap.
Don't say that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. A crap ton of money is defined as $20,000 plus, showing steers in high school.
I'm gonna start off with a pig.
Yeah, she's doing pigs next year. She will, or not pigs. She will do a pig next year.
Madelyn, what's your goal after you graduate from high school?
To be either an ag teacher. I want to go to college and then become a teacher at the high school for either ag or band.
Yeah. So that's what, when they asked her in the pageant, that was her career aspiration, is to be the band teacher at the high school. So she wants to. We're gonna go down and watch a Florida game, because her goal is, she's now in pep band for this year, right?
Yes, sir.
So she wants to get into the marching band at the University of Florida and march at the football game. She's already going to be marching at the middle school games this year, correct?
Yes, sir. I won't be really down. I don't think I'll be down in the field. I think I'll just be up at the stands.
Oh, okay. So,
but we've been practicing. I know a thing or two. So I know like 2 songs I know by heart, but all the other ones I have to have a little sheet. So I got this cool little thing that hooks onto my clarinet that I can put my music in, and I can read my music at the same time I'm playing without a stand.
Hat Creek Homestead, you said something about showing, where was it?
Shows goats, but made most money with steers.
The most money was steers. Well, that's the same thing here. There was only 4 families that showed a goat this year. And one of them for next year is going to kind of pull out of goats, and they're going to focus more on the other livestock. So LaLa's mission this year is to really find more families with kids that want to show goats. So we might end up even consigning some to other family, not consigning, releasing them, I should say, to allow them to show a goat, even though they may not own it.
Hi, Tina.
Tina Ladybug, you just got a welcome from the star of the show. Look at that.
I told her, I said, hey, I'm going to highlight some comments on the screen. You can do what you want with them, but I'll highlight them as they come up for you.
Oh, and I play a clarinet, by the way.
Do you have your clarinet with you?
No, I left
totally
it at
could have
school.
brought your clarinet here. Yeah. Maybe next week, or maybe not. No, because you're gonna want to go. You're gonna want to go to church. You're gonna want to go to church next weekend. But when we get you on next time, you're gonna play the clarinet for everybody.
Okay, I will.
It'll be a private show.
In front of a lot of people.
All right, hold on. Madelyn.
Miss Paula said, "Yeah, you did." Talking about you greeted Tina Ladybug, but you didn't even give her a hi.
Hello.
So Miss Paula and Mr. Kyle were the ones that were going to come over and spend a few days with us, and they had to cancel it. So they were bummed out. Nisi, Freehandly Made, here's some news for you. Madelyn, who came home last night?
Magnus and Jeff.
Yep.
So, everyone who's followed us a while knows who Magnus is. Magnus was our weather from this last kidding season from January of 2021. And we sold one of our Nigerian dwarf bucklings, and it needed a companion. So we ended up selling Magnus with Jeff, and they just couldn't take care of him, give him the attention that he needed. So they said, I'll give him back to you. So LaLa went up last night and got Magnus and Jeff. So Magnus is back home and ruling the roost back there again, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a mess.
Yeah, I'll have to go back there and look at him. I haven't seen him. I drove back there, but I completely forgot. So, Sweeney Creek says, Rick, I think you have found a new permanent co-host. So she can't be a permanent co-host because I had to coerce her into even doing this live. Not because she didn't want to, but just because every Wednesday she goes to Bible study and youth group at the church. So
Madelyn's a busy young lady.
She is yes. Yep, she's very busy.
How many days did you work up at the fair, Madelyn?
Every day except for Monday and Tuesday.
She was up there. She was up there raising money from her youth group at church, so that to pay her way to go to where?
Winterfest.
Where I think it's in Gatlinburg,
Tennessee.
Right?
Yeah, Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
Yep. She went last year and had an absolute blast. It was her first time really being able to go out on her own for a little while, and I tell you what, I didn't cry at all.
Down Under Fella, welcome, sir. Man, I love Down Under Fella's use of emojis. Look at this, isn't that cool?
The beer?
Yeah, but Madelyn did. Madelyn
got a juice box.
Madelyn got a juice box.
Yeah, you got beer, Madelyn. You got a juice box. I'm sorry.
Oh, I love it. So, Sandy, welcome.
What is Silver Dollar City, Dad? What is that?
Where's that?
Kyle Randall says, Rick, them kids would love Silver Dollar City. I've never even heard of
I've never heard of Silver Dollar City. I'm not sure. Kyle, what's Silver Dollar City? I'm not sure what that even is.
Freehandly Maid said, you go, girl. So, yeah, Madelyn, between the goats now, LaLa has to get on her butt every once in a while. She kind of strays away from the group, but for the most part, Madelyn, you don't know Silver Dollar? No, I'm sorry, Paula. Apparently Paula knows where Silver Dollar City is. But no, she she's out there every day. She has to be like on the bus at the butt crack of dawn. Madelyn, that means really early. And but she has to wake up really, really early to get on the bus, and she really beats me and Patrick out of the house every day. And then she gets home pretty early, and she usually watches TV and all that kind of stuff, but you don't have to stay on her butt about doing homework or getting schoolwork done or anything like that. She's kind of like she's kind of on autopilot. So and I kind of separated me and her from everybody else in the house, and kind of told her how proud I was of her, and told her that the whole fair week is her week. It doesn't belong to my boys. It is 100% her. And LaLa, they bust their butt they bust their butt every single day of the year for literally 10 days. And so, but yes, Papa is very much correct. She is one hell of a kid, and she's very, very busy.
Don't say that.
Sorry. So it's not just for kids either.
You've been corrected, Daddy.
I'm gonna have to pull up this Silver Dollar City. Oh, it's
I'll go get my headphones.
You're gonna go get your headphones. What's wrong with those ones? They keep falling out?
Yeah.
That's because your big ears.
Oh, look at that, Madelyn.
Aw. Put towards the trip, Tennessee. There you go.
You see, that's so awesome. Thank you so much.
I like how you gave $10 and Madelyn ran away. What's that all about?
Look at the headboard. This is in Madelyn's bedroom. That headboard over there. That's the headboard that her and I made. Well, Patrick, get out of your sister's seat.
He can't hear you.
Oh,
She'll remove him.
That's the headboard that Madelyn and I made. That's made out of pallets.
Hold on one second.
Silver Dollar City's awesome. Maddie. We have seating passes.
There you go, Nene.
Look at here, Madelyn.
Thank you.
$10 from Free Handley Made to put towards your trip to Tennessee.
There you go.
I can't really remember how much I made.
Oh, these boys.
I can't remember.
Go ahead, Nene.
I'm going to take a picture of my screen to remind me to send. We got some new stickers coming, Nisi. So I'm going to take a picture of my screen to remind me to send you a couple of the new stickers for sending Madelyn some money for her trip. That's awesome. She's earned it. I mean, that kid, she is every day she's out here in the evening. She's up at the bus stop at 6:00, which means, she walks up the road. It is pitch black outside. She's on the bus at 6:00, and then every evening she's out helping LaLa, and she'd be out there right now if she weren't on this live. So
she'd be at church right now if it wasn't for the live.
That's true. It's Wednesday.
Yeah. So now, Madelyn, Paula, you bring up it's not just a theme park, but Madelyn. So I said it in the video that premieres tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it already premiered. I can't remember exactly. But now that we have finished fair, what does that mean?
Well, I get to go to Universal.
But you're not just going to Universal. You're going without the boys, right?
Yeah.
And you're not just going to Universal without the boys either, are you?
I'm going to Halloween Horror Nights.
What?
What?
You're going to be so scared you're not going to want to do anything. You're just a big chicken.
I work with goats.
You work with goats, so that makes it not scary? Yeah. And then not only are we going to Universal Studios and Halloween Horror Nights without the boys, we're also not just going for one day, we're going for 2 days. So we'll be going next Friday. We're leaving for Halloween Horror Nights. We're going to go in the morning. So I'm going to have to drag Madelyn away from the bus stop in the morning because, she wants, again, she's on autopilot. So it's like, in the morning, it's time to go to school. But on Friday, she will be off of school on the Friday that we go. We're going to leave early in the morning once we drop off Rick to the bus stop. And then we're going to be Universal Studios bound. And then when they close down the park, we'll kind of hang out and go to Halloween Horror Nights, and then Saturday we get to wake up and do it all over again. Minus Halloween Horror Nights. I can't do 2 nights of that. It's entirely way too many people.
Are you crying?
No, I'm tired.
I was about to say it's 7:30. It's getting close to.
I thought you were crying because you're going to miss a day of school. Because that would not
surprise me either.
Because that would not surprise me if you did that. If you cried because you missed a day of school.
Let's see what else we got. So, Branson, Missouri. So, is this Silver Dollar City like really big, or I still haven't looked it up. I got it pulled up in an opposite screen, but I'll have to look it up after we get done.
Hey, Jules, welcome, sir.
It's an hour and a half away from Hat Creek's house. So, and yes, it is party time at Universal. So, the funny thing is about Universal. So I don't like Disney. I despise going to Disney World. Again, there's too many people. And they always say, what's the slogan, Dad? The happiest place on earth, right? That's accurate. It is. It's very, very, very happy.
My hair looks funny. It's all wonky.
So does mine.
Keep rubbing.
But no, so Disney is it's a very, very happy place. There's tons and tons and tons of people. They're I've never met a mean person. Even the security guard that's kind of like ushering you through these spots is like, this way, sir, come this way, right here. You go to Universal, and I love it. And I've told this story a million times. Rick, I need to get with you to see how you smoke that brisket. That's from Kyle, Dad. But we go to Universal, and this guy is ushering us through the same kind of, unfortunately, like ushering you through these cattle trough things. And instead of the Disney version of it, where it's this way, sir, come this way, go this way, it's let's go this way now, come on, go. And I'm like, yes, I like it so much more. Like, and then the first time we went to Halloween Horror Nights, so me and Chelsea are wondering what, like, how to even start, because I don't think Chelsea had ever been to a Halloween Horror Nights. We both kind of always wanted to go. I'd never been, and so we go, and I'm like talking to this guy, like it's I think 30 or 40 minutes before the show starts, and they just got done with their final parade for the day. So I walk up to this dude. He seemed like he was a pretty cool guy, and I said, "Listen, man," I said, I need the in on how this thing works. I need to know the best, and I'm kind of joking, but kind of not. I need the ins and outs of like where I need to go first. I need to know the best route to take. I need to know the best starting point, where to stage, where's in what order should I go to the houses. And he said, no problem, bro. And he kind of like pulled out this map, and he's like, this is where you need to start. This is where you need to go next. This is where this. We got to every single house except for 2. And those are the 2 that it didn't matter if you started with those houses, it was still like an hour and a half wait. Ridiculous.
Madelyn, there's a channel on here called the Vineyard Chicks, and they're like your age.
Yep.
They're awesome.
Yep. So anyway, yeah, that's my story of and we got to explore Branson. I'll look at that one too. But yeah, that's my reasoning behind liking Disney or liking Universal more than Disney. And then whenever Chelsea started talking about doing season passes, I'm gonna be honest with you, I really didn't entertain either. But we ended up going for the Universal season passes just because I had zero interest in going to Disney. So Vineyard Chick said, "Hello, Madelyn."
Hello.
So
you gotta check out the Vineyard Chicks channel, Madelyn. They do some cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So very cool stuff. A lot of gardening, a lot of farming things.
Yep. And like Papa said,
more about gardening.
Yeah, like Papa said, they're your age. So,
Oh, two of them are.
Halloween's
Bucky's
like,
a little younger.
outside of like the family holidays. So I love Christmas. I love Thanksgiving. And a kind of a the boys didn't go to church either like they usually do. So I got background noise. But kind of it's not an unspoken holiday by any means whatsoever, but it's not a holiday where if you looked at someone and said, "Hey, what's your favorite holiday?" they're not going to say July 4th. But July 4th is honestly one of my favorite holidays because if you ask Michael Harris or you ask his wife or anybody else, friend Alicia Hall or Ed Hall that comes on here, if you ask any of them about our 4th of July celebration, it's very large. It grows every year, and the more people that come out, and the bigger the money pot gets, and the bigger the show. This year, it was what, Dad? 35 minutes.
That's 35 minutes, and we had split the cost between. I don't know. We had 3 or 4 families kind of contributing to it. I think we ended up spending, if we were to buy it retail, I get a 50% discount because I'm military. But if we were to buy it outright, what would have been like $2,500?
Yeah, we still didn't touch the guy that with a military discount spent $4,000.
Right.
He had $8,000 worth of fireworks that he bought that night. It was.
They brought it out on 2 carts.
Yeah, brought it out on 2 carts, and I didn't know what was going on. But like me and Dad are standing in line paying for our fireworks, and all of a sudden you hear, "Ah!" and clapping and yelling and celebrating. Yeah, $8,000, $8,000. Hey, Alicia, how are you? Yeah, Alicia says it's awesome. Yes, it is. So,
Robertson's Lily Acres, welcome.
how are you doing? So, Madelyn. So now that the fair is over, what do we do now?
We practice.
You practice? What do you practice?
Walking the goats. This year, instead of just doing clips and melody, I'm gonna try something new with the 4-H and FFA.
You're gonna try something new with the 4-H and the FFA?
I'm gonna try.
What are you gonna try?
So we're really low on goats at the fair, and nobody
on people to show goats.
Yeah, exactly.
We have the goats. We just don't have people to show the goats.
Exactly, and so nobody wants to do it really. Everybody wants to do cows or pigs. So I'm going to be getting ready a lot of goats, like probably 5, and bring them to the fair. And if anybody wants to show them in the open show, then they can. And it'll keep our goats at the fair alive.
Yeah, LaLa is also looking at, she's actually doing some recruiting this year to try to get more families interested in showing goats and maybe even raising or breeding goats. It's all about steers and swine here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the same. I mean, so if we lived, I think that if we lived more in like a urban area, say like Jacksonville or Gainesville or even Lake City for that matter, when you go to those places are so really out of touch with their food. As far as like, you can ask somebody where milk comes from and they say Publix. Where did the eggs come from? They came from Winn-Dixie. They came from Walmart. That's literally, there are people out there that truly believe like that's just where your food comes from. They don't know. And I was telling a guy, I have a great idea, Madelyn. Put a workshop on for the 2 groups, teaching them how to show. Meanwhile, the goats get trained too. That's a good idea. I'm gonna let you read that, Nene. It's gonna block Papa out, but so anyway, I was talking to this guy out by our two cages, our two our two little booths where our goats were. And,
That's a good idea.
And I was explaining to him that you have Eclipse, which is a meat goat. She's a boar. And then you have Melody, which is a Nubian, and she is a dairy goat. And he's looking, and he's like, "Well, where do you milk the goat at?" And I said, it's similar to cows. You know, they have udders just like cows do. They have teats, and you milk the goat. He said, "Well, I didn't know udders I didn't know udders could fit underneath a goat." And so I explained to him that, when a goat is carrying milk, they have a bag and they have teats, and you just milk. And so he asked me, he's like, "Well, do you milk this goat?" And I said, "No, this goat has never been mated. She's never been bred, so she's never had milk." And he was just like, "So they don't just have milk, like it, again." There are and that's in Baker County. There are truly people that just don't know. And I explained to him, I said, in order for a woman to produce milk in her breast, first you got to have a kid. And then once you have a kid, it's just something natural that happens. And I was telling him, if we were to breed Melody, she would produce milk at that point. She would nurse her kid. Once you weaned off the kid, at that point, then you could go ahead and milk Melody and get goat milk. And he was just kind of like in this awe. So if you were to go to Jacksonville, you would probably have more people that were wanting to do any type of livestock that they could possibly have, whether that be rabbits, chickens, goats, pigs, turkeys, all of it. But out here, people are more in touch with their food, and so they realize, like, and they also have a lot of land, so they can actually house steers at their property. Out in Jacksonville, I mean, there's places to hold a steer far and few in between.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of. It was amazing. LaLa kept telling. She'd come home at nighttime and she'd tell me all these stories about people that would come through the livestock barn, because they would kind of just sit over there, and met several of the families would just kind of sit around and
I'm not even going to try to say that name, Dad, but I know the last name is Batista. So
answer questions that folks had. And some of them just could not fathom eating a rabbit. I mean, that was completely foreign to them, that you would not just have a rabbit as a cute little adorable pet, that people would actually eat them. They couldn't fathom that. It was amazing to watch people come by. All the goats were on a corner, so people would kind of, if you follow the traffic circle, you come around the corner and this is where the goats are, and people would stop dead in their tracks and say, "Is that a goat?" We'd say, "Well, yeah, that's a goat." And then, "I've never touched a goat. Can I touch it?" And just how out of touch they are. It was just, but it's like that every year. It's really it's humorous. I mean, folks that raise animals, that keep livestock, that raise their own food, there's a lot of education out there. So, people may be watching a lot of YouTube videos, but they're certainly not watching where their food's coming from, because there's some. All right, Madelyn, close your ears. There's some stupid people out there.
But yeah, somebody had said something about people also asking how chickens lay eggs, and do you have to have a rooster, and chickens laying eggs is nothing more than a daily chicken period, more or less. So,
well, right now we have like 0 eggs in that coop because the chickens are laying somewhere else on the farm. So, hey, LaLa.
Well, they are starting to. Hey, LaLa.
Hi, honey.
They are starting to slow down a little.
I'm dirty and sweaty.
It's all good.
She's been trying to avoid this live stream, so she took off,
thanks,
and
baby.
Then when she came inside, she didn't know that we were live. inside.
Well, I'm soaking wet, and I'm.
So Rachel from Rusty Goat has joined us. Welcome, Rachel. We're going to be heading over there the end of next month for the Gulf Coast homesteaders, and so that'll be fun. That's going to be the end of October. We're going to go over there for a long weekend, set up the camper, and go to that event. So Dusty Goat, and they're one of the co-hosts for that.
Nene, are you streaming from your bedroom?
Yeah.
Awesome. Daddy got you all set up, huh?
Yeah, I gave her the laptop for the night. So, and then Patrick keeps bugging her. He's right there with his Spider-Man shirt on.
Oh, of course he is.
You got lots of highs. So Sandy at Suburban
Hey,
Homesteader.
Hey, y'all.
She's been dealing with her goats all day long.
Well, that and cleaning and other stuff, but yeah.
So you see my sign I salvaged off the side of the road, Mom?
Look at you. I like that.
Yeah.
Salvaged it off the side of the road, huh?
Yeah, it was out in Rayford, and I was like, well, I don't know, reuse it.
Oh, that's right.
Last year's dates on it, or this year's dates on it. So
is it plastic?
It's corrugated plastic. So
that's cool.
I brought it home and I cut it out with a jigsaw, and Chelsea looked at me. She's like, "You're not putting that on the wall." I said, "Yes, I am." So, any closing questions for Madelyn?
Somebody just said they like my shirt. Who said they like my shirt?
So that's the vineyard chicks, and everybody always loves your shirt. So show them your shirt. So
oh yeah, life is better with goats.
Oh, hold on.
There you go. Life is better with goats.
The vineyard chicks, LaLa has at least 20 or 30 goat shirts that all have different sayings on it. So
yeah, she could go 3 or 4 weeks without washing anything and still wear goat shirts every day.
Oh, hey, Daddy.
Yeah.
Can you put on that one that says I have a great idea for LaLa to read?
Yes. I find it. It was Paula's. So Paula says, I have a great idea, Madelyn. Put a workshop on for 2 groups teaching them how to show. Meanwhile, the goats get trained also.
That is a good idea. That's a great idea.
She also said to do the workshops as a series of classes. At first I read it as like a video series, which we could also do too, as long as we got consent. But that'd be pretty cool. That's an awesome idea, Paula.
Yeah. The situation we run into with that is we have, because we're a 4-H group, we have to have it approved by the extension office that runs our 4-H program. We tried putting people on, but it was actually during COVID. So
if we just do it,
we could probably do it privately and just send out an invite. We could do something like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. So, again, any closing questions for the Nene, the Madelyn? We're at like 53 minutes. So, with this event, we are super, super excited. Yeah, I wish I'm probably not going to be in. I'm probably not going to go. I don't even know if are there still tickets and all that stuff available, Dad? There's just probably no campgrounds.
What?
For that show.
What show?
The show
Not
out west.
The homestead game.
The homesteading meetup.
Well, I don't know if there is or there's not. I mean,
so.
Well, they're still advertising it, so.
Well, I'm sure there's still tickets. The biggest thing is getting a place to stay. So, and you could use it as a recruitment event as well. That's true. I mean, I think that what LaLa and Madelyn are doing is pretty admirable because 2 years ago, it was still kind of on the low end. One person, or actually 2 people, because it was Slusky and Hilson. They brought a lot of goats. Us, on the other hand, we just brought Pearl. We just brought Pearl 2 years ago, and then last year they canceled. But 2 years ago there was a pretty steep decrease in the amount of people that were showing animals, and within a 2-year period, it just kind of dwindled even more. So that would be
rabbits this year. I don't think there was probably 10 rabbits. There's normally there's normally 100 chickens and 100 rabbits easily. I bet there wasn't. I bet there wasn't more than 15 of each.
Yeah, there's it. Yeah.
Well, they filled up one side. They filled up one side of chickens. They filled up one side of chickens. So the chickens, but the thing is if one person, because the majority of those chickens and rabbits were owned by like 1 or 2 people, if one person would have pulled out of the rabbits, there would have been 3 in total. There would have been 3 rabbits in total at that rabbit show. So
see that message?
Thank you.
Look at you. That's hard to get her to smile like that, Sandy. So she is a very humble young lady. It's hard to get her to smile like that, and that just got her to smile.
Yeah.
She is a very humble young lady.
But
Only LaLa can do that, and Daddy.
Oh Lord.
No, not Daddy. Bugga.
She's also a smart butt.
Yeah. She comes by that naturally. I think we got a family full of them.
Yeah. Between blah blah her aunt and between blah blah her aunt and Chelsea her mom, yeah, she comes naturally to it. So if there is no more questions, guys, we're sitting at 56 minutes. So if you are just tuning in for tonight and you have not watched our videos from Monday or Tuesday, so again, this week, the title of it is The Week After Fair Week. That's the title of this video. Every day this week, I have uploaded a video, and it is set to schedule at 7 o'clock every night. We're not premiering anything. They're relatively short videos other than Friday. And Friday, if I'm not mistaken, is the swine show. But if you haven't seen Monday and Tuesday's videos, I encourage you to go watch it. Share these with kids in your family that are interested in showing goats, or like I said, Friday should be swine. So if they're interested in showing pigs, share it with them. If you got family friends that or friends of the family that have kids, share it with them, and just kind of entice them to follow at least this week. If they subscribe, that would be great. But just have them follow this week, just simply for the 4 videos, including this one will be 5. But again, tomorrow and Friday, at 7 o'clock our time, Eastern time, there will be 2 more videos coming out between now and Friday. So, Madelyn, you got anything to say?
No.
Yes, you do. Come on, say something.
How do we close every video?
Come on, we rehearsed this like 1,000 times. This is the part that has to be perfect, Madelyn.
Oh,
geez. Treat others like you treat it.
Madelyn.
I'm gonna trade you in for a newer model. You guys treat others.
You wouldn't survive.
Probably not. I wouldn't get.
Tell him he can have another of your little brothers.
Yeah, you can have another one of those.
Nope.
Give another
And see how quickly I'll move to LaLa's house.
Yeah. Oh, so real quick story, because I still got like a minute and 10 seconds. So this was while we were still living at LaLa and Papa's house. And remember whenever we were sitting down for dinner, and I put Chelsea went to the lady doctor, and she got this little she found this ultrasound photo. And so I went ahead and I circled a portion of the ultrasound photo and put it underneath Madelyn's plate. And so she went to go get her plate, looked up underneath it, and it had an ultrasound photo. And she looked at me like, "What is this?" And I said, that's your new baby brother or sister. And you would think like normal kids would be like super excited, Madelyn was so upset she
burst into tears.
She could not hold it in. It's because we expect so much out of her. She's an awesome
I believe one of the comments out of her mouth are you kidding me? This isn't real.
Not another one. Not another one.
Yep, not another one. So, yeah.
All right, folks. Remember, always treat others as you would like to be treated. Say it, Madelyn.
Say what?
Just say good night, folks, Maddie.
On that note,
Bye.
Good night,
bye, guys.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.